Welcome guys. We are here for the Summoners War European League 2025 pre-show. Tomorrow there's going to be a bunch of players and well other people that are not here as well playing as well in the playoffs of the Summoners War European League. But you know us, we like to do a pre-show before that. So during this show we're going to be talking about how did we get here, what players are there, some of the statistics, some of the matches that we would like to show. We also have a bunch of giveaways like this thing and a even more special one that you might find out later. And yeah, just to introduce the guests over here on my left, doesn't need an introduction, very well known for the German cast for about 5-6 years by now, maybe
Yeah,
longer?
at this point it's 6 years. I cannot believe how long it's been. Like, I'm so glad also to be here with you guys now. I'm happy we talk about SWEL European League today. I'm hyped, and because we also have players here. We have the Scribble, the one and only Scribblebibble over there.
Stick arms.
Stick arms.
Yeah, excited to be here as well. Ready to play tomorrow, ready to win.
Yep. And of course we have Raxxaz also. No one here on the table really needs an introduction, but
Yeah, we're gonna prepare Scribble so he's ready for tomorrow to win it all.
Yeah.
Or like get to the top 4 at least, at first.
I'll do my best.
absolutely. And I'm your host, Seiishizo, also, well, known on my own channel. So if I need an introduction on my own channel, I think things go really bad. So let's continue on with that. So first of all, how did we get here? We had 12 players qualifying for the Summoners War European League. We only have 8 of them left over right now. Those 8 players are Bespoon, Charge, Crispy Bacon, Malignant, Pinkroid, Scribblebibble, Slay, and Tech. And if we can also show the leaderboards that we have right now, we can also show a little bit of the point gains that they did. And we can actually see with the leaderboards, there's a lot of people on those 11 points. And we mentioned that during the last stream, 11 was the aim of the goal. And Scribble just said simply, is like, then I'll just go for those 11 and I'll make it in right there. But we also, of course, see the names of Pinkroid, Malignant standing on 16. Do once again want to mention Slay sitting at 13 while being a G2 while qualifying over here. So that's definitely a nice list right there. Any of you guys, what stands out for you guys?
I mean, yes, I completely agree. Like, as a G2 being that high up, and also, spoiler for the future, Slay is also like, because we're also gonna go over like some highlights that we looked out for the whole 7 weeks that we had, and my highlight is actually Slay. So I'm just gonna put that out there. I think it's great to see G2 players so high up.
Yeah, I also have to say, like, when it first started and I saw like a couple names, and Slay, he really surprised me because I was like, he was struggling to get like to save G2 all the time, and then him doing so well, he is actually very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mostly disappointed in the Scribblebibble guy.
I knew it.
We all are.
Rank 8, really, dude? You couldn't do any better. What does surprise me is the fact that Merlo, who finished bottom of the list, sadly, was able to take a point from both of the top 2 players. So that was a pretty surprising thing in this league, I think.
Yep, absolutely. And from that, we're also going to be going into the finals, which are going to be the playoffs that are going to be played tomorrow and the day after tomorrow at 2 p.m. European time, live on this channel. Also, of course, streamed for the German cast. We have the French cast streaming that as well, also live on YouTube, of course, so you can check that wherever you would like to see. And that's going to be played in the following way. We can also show the bracket on that already. So first match, we're actually going to start off right away with Scribblebibble. So are any strategies that go into playing against Charge, or?
I prefer not to speak on this topic. I think
that is.
I'm pretty sure Charge is watching the stream. Charge, I wish you the best of luck. You're gonna need it.
So you're confident is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in his guild. I know what's going on in his head, right? Like, he's thinking about me all the time these days.
Oh, that's
Like, he's worried for sure.
Who's not thinking about Scribblebibble?
Yeah,
Come on.
That's true.
Okay, I love the confidence. Absolutely love the confidence. Then we have our second match with Tech against Bespoon. Raxxaz, what can you tell about those players?
I think like Tech also is one of the ones that actually surprised me a little bit, because like he's also known for like a very his playstyle is not gonna go turn one. He has all of the units that might look like turn one units, but he plays them as like a Despair Ethna and then like a violent what's the name again of the Sigrid, yeah, exactly. So like he surprised me, because I thought initially when I found out that he's only playing this and no Swift units that he will do worse, but like he actually made it here as well. So yeah, maybe if he comes up with a new tech for tomorrow against the Spoon guy, let's see if we can make it.
Absolutely.
You had that one in your head, didn't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we have the people coming in. They have one round of a bye because they finished higher with Slay and Crispy Bacon. Mards, something to tell about those two players?
I mean, Crispy Bacon is the one that always pops in my head, mostly because he's the one who made Lydia somehow prominent in the European League. Every time he picks Lydia, I kind of went crazy. Like, yes, come on, do it. Like, stuff that we haven't seen that often. And also, what's even more impressive, he made it work at times where I thought, like, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, he's missing the armor break. And, like, boop, second skill, the whole team was wiped off the field. So that in itself, I think, was very impressive. So I became a fan of Slay, for sure. And of Crispy Bacon, sorry. But I'm also a fan of Slay because he showed that he can adapt. This is one thing I will, again, go a little bit into it in the highlight that I prepared. But Slay showed, I said from day one, he needs to play like this. On later day, he played exactly like this. It went flawlessly. He went 2-0. And this is what I like about him. Like, he proved himself to be worthy of challenging the high G3 guys.
Okay, I think I have a question here. Scribble, what do you think of Lydia now? After seeing her perform like this?
Maybe if I had a Gianna and a Dark Megami, be a good unit, but
well, that is often the question with certain units. If certain people make it work, we often see that with streamers, well, such as ourselves, but also Obabo and also other players. The moment that they make a unit work doesn't necessarily mean that everyone can make that unit work, because they have certain rune quality, they have certain other units, they have a combination, they have a whole team around it. As you mentioned, in the end, the Gianna and the Ragdoll and the Megami, they do help a lot because the enemy is focusing on those units. They cannot do any proper hits on the Lydia because they have to first reset the Gianna, and then the Lydia is like suddenly is like, hey, I do damage enemy speed, and then wait, my whole team is fast. Oh wait, my whole team is gonna get crit on. Oh wait, everything just does 30k without an armor break, and then suddenly it looks like the best unit in game. And that's really also something where you have certain units and you have a certain playstyle, and that suddenly a unit that normally is really bad can actually work really strong. And that is also cool to see, because there's a lot of people that's just like, oh, I just use what other people use and then just go from there because that's the easy route. But there's definitely also a bunch of players that you see like, hey, this unit would maybe work for me, and that's just cool to see, and especially in a league as this. And we actually had a few players doing like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, a few players actually adapted very well. You see a lot of monsters just being used in a certain way, and then they make it work in a completely different way. I would say, for example, a big point would be the Water Twin Angels. Either you're playing first turn, Scribble can tell a story about that maybe, but also even if you pick them first, it doesn't mean, oh, you're contesting first in all time. They are also very good second turn. So I completely agree with what you said there.
Yep, absolutely. So let's see about some of our players. So we, of course, also have the statistics on some of the players. You know, here on the channel, we like to talk about statistics of the players. And let's just go through the players. What are the win rates? What are the most picks? What are the things that they ban most? What were actually the bad win rates? Because in the end, it could also be a down the line where you think like, oh, this unit performs really well, I just keep using it. And then at some point you're like, wait, it's actually not winning that much. So let's start off with Scribblebibble on that one.
Sure.
just for the player profile. Let's see what we have over there for the numbers. Oof.
I mean, basically, Achroma sucks.
Wow.
That's basically what we see here.
Well, also, actually, it's funny to see where your LDs that you pretty much use the most, like your Achroma and your Yeon Hong, they are on very low win rate, where the Burkill, which was actually already nerfed at the point of playing this, still performed very well, and that Mi Ying that came in newly, which was doing very well.
Yeah, I'm surprised by my Vanessa win rate as well.
I think the Vanessa win rate, which I also want to point out later, the Vanessa win rate was mostly a steal because there were 2 or 3 players that really cored on the Vanessa. And playing against Vanessa, they simply could not.
That is true.
And I think by just having those, probably it's just like 2 against 3 because that win rate does show like a 33% kind of margin in there. It could be simply just that unit being used twice or 3 times 1-2 lost 1. But it does definitely show that, okay, sometimes a unit that you don't normally use too much playing against a person, it can work out very well if you do your homework.
You know what this really shows, though? That I need to stop using Sekhmet and Cigar. Those are my top 5 pick units, but they're also my lowest win rate units.
You were actually picking a lot of Cigar where I was like, oh, is Cigar really the kind of unit you want to go for at the moment?
It's just what I feel comfortable with, to be honest. So that's just what I roll with. I mean, it got me into the top 8 at least. We'll see if I bring it out tomorrow or not.
I gotta say though, it felt a bit weird when you brought out the Cigar, right? It was basically when he got nerfed and you started playing Cigar. Like, what is up with that? Like, what happened?
Well, it just fits really well with the Bergild Twin Angel drop that I was playing.
That's true.
Which just happened to be right after they both got nerfed.
So everyone stopped playing Cigar and Scribble started playing Cigar.
Yeah, if you think about it, that's actually a really smart strategy because now no one can take it away from me.
No one can take one of your best sets. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, basically I cooked.
Yeah.
Well, that is also a thing at some point. Like, if you have a certain unit on your best set, it's not necessarily that you're drafting the unit, but you're also drafting your best set. And that's also with certain steals. You're not necessarily stealing the unit. You're stealing, or not necessarily stealing a best set, but you're taking away not playing against someone's 200 Vio set if it was on that specific unit.
Yeah.
And that is definitely with people that have lesser rune depth, but have more focus on like, okay, this unit has my first best runes, and then this one is my second best, and then it goes down from there. Then it's definitely one of those things that you could say like, hey, maybe I'm just drafting to steal or not play against those runes. But that is definitely something you see a lot more in a tournament setup where you can also prepare. Because on ladder, you don't know unless you face against the same players all the time. Talking about another player, let's go into Best Spoon. Because Best Spoon was known drafting a lot of LDs. And in here, yeah, that's more LD than non-LD.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm actually surprised about his top 5 win rate. It's 75% on Miying. Because, like, I think I saw him, like, often he first picked it even, right? I think in some matches. And I really didn't think that would work out too well. But, like, 75%, I guess it speaks for itself.
Yeah,
I might have been wrong. Yeah.
Another thing to point out here is, again, it's the Sekhmet. Top 5 most picked, lowest win rate.
In general, I think in the European League, we have seen like the rise of Miying. Like, this is the moment where I've really seen like Miying being picked so freaking many times and like also working out a lot of the times. Like, as you said, he was picked even first sometimes to just steal it from the other one. But still, also like his lowest win rate is the light Gojo that he, I think, most of the time tried to pick first pick, like every single time.
I think that is his comfortable first pick on the ladder as well.
But I was also saying that during the cast, Light Gojo as first pick in a tournament setup is by far not as good as on leaderboards. Because on leaderboards, you like to pick something comfortable. But then again, in a tournament setup, you like to steal at least the unit. And we all know, like, the first few picks always go towards speed leads, or at least 9 out of 10. We're talking Twin Angels, we're talking Oliver, we're talking Vanessas, we're talking Sierras. Speed lead contesting is what we see a lot. But then if you go for a speed lead no one else has, then the other people can go for the comfortable picks as well. Like, sure, you have your comfortable unit, but they do as well. And you're not really countering something for that. And we did actually see Best Spoon not play too well because of that. But then again, as mentioned, the Mei Ying did very, very well. Also in drafts where it's like, is it really going to do that great here? Is it really countering something with a stun? Doesn't matter, just too much skill, 1 damage.
Also something to note as well, like, because we saw the Light Gojo being down there with the lowest win rate. If you're in a tournament setting like this, where people can just ban out simply your Laura, and you are not even able to pick like the Light Gojo Laura comp, I think the unit is much worse if you can't like pair him with like a Laura. Like, it makes him, he's much weaker if you can't have this combo.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Okay, let's look at a next player, Charge, which is actually going to be the opponent of Scribblebibble. So Scribblebibble, take notice on these numbers that you see over here. Why is Chow in the top win rate?
Really? It's actually a good unit.
No. It's Ethna is a good unit, that's 100%.
I think I might have to steal the Etna.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's probably 1 or 2 games.
One thing I'm not too worried about is the Acroma.
Yakroma ain't the one to steal right there, that's definitely true. He's picking a lot of Jongnam though, and that was Jongnam mostly when it was still good. We did have the balance patch, which definitely did down-tune Jongnam a decent bit. So that's going to be less of a comfortable pick right there, I guess. But the Chow 5th picks, or 4 or 5th picks is my assumption. It did work out.
I think what I'm mostly scared of is the Oliver Miles combination, which as you can see also likes to draft a lot, because look at the win rate. I think that's something I'm not very comfortable playing against right now.
But the strange thing is, Oliver Miles are in the top win rate, whereas the lowest win rate is the Raccoon, and often the 3 of them are paired. So where did it go wrong in the statistics that the 2 of the 3 have the highest win rate and 1 of the 3 has the lowest win rate, where they're mostly paired all together?
Because Miles just gets banned every time, and then what's Raccoon going to do?
Good point. Well,
They're best friends, you know?
Yep. That's definitely one of those best friend combos right there.
Also something, Scribble, you can take note of here is, I think, lowest win rate, Vanessa. Maybe try not to steal it from him. Doesn't work for him, I guess.
That's true.
He can keep that one.
What does surprise me is the Irene rate, win rate only being 25%. I
Yep.
feel like that's a unit that's usually when you draft it and it gets through, it should perform better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you probably just drafted it wrong.
I feel like, do you think now that you also said like Jongnam at one point, he got nerfed? Because Charge is one of the players who picks Silver Jongnam, like
Yep.
mostly the first 2 picks. After this nerf, do you think he will go away from that now? That he will pick less Jongnam maybe? Or is he still sticking to the Silver Jongnam?
I'm not too sure, because in the end the Jongnam is also, or the silver is the combination of them both, but the silver might end up at the same thing as the light Gojo. Your enemy doesn't have that, so do you really need to first pick that? So I wouldn't be surprised if he still goes for like an Oliver style and then maybe go more towards a Sekhmet and then still have the chance of a later Jongnam. But I don't really feel like Jongnam would really fit in a slot 1 or 2 position right now.
Yeah, probably not anymore. But like I'm like in the combination, like Silver Jongnam is very strong. It's like it's much stronger than you can if you pair him with the normal elements. But yeah, sure, that was a pretty hefty nerf. But I don't think he will go fully away. I don't think so. He will be picked less, but he will still be there because like it's not a nerf that destroys the unit. Like it will be still very usable, I think.
So
Who says I don't have silver?
Yeah, so what you're saying is I should pick Silver and Jongnam,
Maybe.
right?
If you can, yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Just with worse rune quality, but I can.
Yeah, they work with like decent runes. That's fine.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, let's move on to the next player. Well, I deemed him to be the Lydia guy, Crispy Bacon. Let's see what we have for the women. I want to see how much Lydia is in. Lydia is in the top 5, but
boy.
actually what's showing really high is that Gianna. And actually a very high pick rate as well. But the thing is, which makes Gianna so strong in tournament setup, is you can pre-ban that Hey Gang. It just makes Gianna so much better to play.
Yeah, like that is, yeah, it's just more comfortable for yourself, right? You can just get your Gianna, make the enemy not get it, and then also pre-ban the Hey Gang. The value of Gianna just rises by a lot. It is what it is, for sure.
Yeah. Or you just pick Hagen yourself.
Well, actually, the combination of Gianna Hagang I don't like that much because you often lack damage and you're very open to just a Juno with a Fire Monkey, Raccoon. Sure, they're all same element, but you get the idea. Just a few passive units will probably counter that.
But also, we shouldn't forget about I see a top 5 pick. He's not in the top 5 win rate, but I see a Zeratul,
Yep.
which is like very strong in the current Bruiser meta as well. So that also helps. Like if you're pairing together, like as Mart said, like the Gianna and Hey Gang, like a Zeratul also fits very well in there, self-buffing, and then also protected by the Hey Gang. So yeah,
Yep.
that's a very good combination together.
But apparently, Chris is not that great at speed contesting. Like if you look at the lowest win rate units, they're all super fast, except Velajul. Super fast, high base speed Swift units. So I feel
Yep.
like if you maybe force him into a speed contest, you might get the upper hand against him.
Yeah, I
Even
think
though the win rates are still decent, don't be wrong. 57% is still good, but that looks to be his weaker side.
absolutely. But then it's also he got the Heigang protection for that. But that's also the thing. If you were to pre-ban Heigang against him, he's like, well, then I take Gianna regardless. So that's also one of those dangerous things to pre-ban a Heigang against the Gianna use, because Heigang is actually saving him a lot for not having to go that much on speed contest.
Crispy also has an Ildong, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I remembered once because, oh yeah, you don't have armor break, Lydia maybe is not doing enough damage. You have an Ildong, it's just 300% crit damage, and Lydia does enough damage then. So even without an armor break, she definitely can one-tap the whole team.
Yeah, that's definitely does start doing a lot of damage. It's also the build of Lydia. Would you go Nemesis will something on it, or would you just go full damage on it?
I used to run mine on like a super tanky double Nem will build. After watching Chris, I must say I changed my build to a bit more damage, a little more attack, crit damage attack type stuff.
But you still go Nemesis, right?
I still go Nemesis, yes.
Did we actually see the build from Crispy? Like what
We
he was
didn't,
using?
but I could tell from the damage it did that it wasn't a super tanky Lydia.
Like full damage, full on damage, like probably attack crit
It
damage, attack
seemed to
something.
be really high damage because when I fought him, I didn't do that much damage against this team, but that Lydia still hit like a truck.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely an interesting player right there. And also interesting to see all of his units are pretty much dark units, except for that Ildong. Like all of his most picked was, there was one Chandra in the middle, but besides that, all dark units. But let's talk about another player that has a lot of LNDs, and that is Malignant. So we're definitely going to be seeing a Gianna high on this list once again. Also just the 3 LDs in the win rate. We got the Light Pony, we got the Yeonhong, we got the Gianna, and they're all sitting very close on 80% win rates.
I feel like even though like we see all the LDs in here, what's interesting to me is like because we have never seen Okeanos. Bam, balance patch hits, and from that moment on, like, oh, Okeanos, top 5 win rate. He's just in there. A lot of people just started picking him. I personally thought balance patch, oh yeah, Okeanos, it was a change. But you're the top players. Tell me, is it that impactful? Because for me, it was like, okay, it's something small, minor, not that crazy, but a lot of people started drafting him again.
Well, I know Malignant, and he likes to be consistent on his picks. He really doesn't like it when things do not connect. And that was the whole buff of Okeanos, being more consistent for landing your skills. And the double reset just makes it very nice, where with the segment, it's like, oh, Segment doing Segment things. Like we all said that before, right? But Okeanos doing Okeanos things right now, as we might call it, it's a lot more difficult. Like the double check helps out a lot to be consistent. Is it going to be necessarily super meta? I'm not too sure, because in the end, the win rates of 75% could still be very different numbers than one another, because that Jongnam 75% is for sure way more picked than that Okeanos might just be 4 matches and then you won 3 out of those. So it might be a little bit clouded on the statistics over there, but I definitely do think we're gonna see a little bit more Okeanos, because in the end it is a really good unit. Only part that I don't like that much about him right now still is the skill 3. It is 3 to 5 stones. So you could be landing 3 stones, you could be landing 5 stones. And the big difference in pushbacks, but also stuns, but also damage, is really big if you go from 3 to 5.
Yeah, the problem with that is like, sure, the S2 buff is like, I think it's huge, because you basically have a double segment S3 on the unit, without the pushback, of course, but like the strip resets. But if you look at the S3, like I've seen everything. I've seen Okeanos stun 3 water units and on glance, not on glancing, but like I've seen him do that. And I also saw him like not even stun a single unit while not having glancing or anything, and there was not even a water unit. So I think the skill is very inconsistent in that regard. Most of the time you will hit at least like 2 to 3 stuns on average, I think, but yeah, I would like it a bit more if it was like a little bit more consistent and not like, oh yeah, oh, I stun nothing, oh, now I stun everything and even 3 water units. Like that's it's just a little bit of a bad taste to the unit for myself, at least.
I would love to see just 4 stones all the time. Simple. I like consistency. I like the same thing as Malignant. I like my consistency in units. Don't do the 3, don't do the 5. Just give me always 4. That's one of those. But then again, also a player to talk about, Pinkroid, which has been playing, I think, with every meta, and he plays every meta very well. And we see the 4 units have a 100% win rate, which is absolutely insane. Once again, could be those 1-time picks or 2 times picks 100% of the time. but it just shows very strong, and it's actually one of those units I don't like to see up there, Angela. It's honestly saying it's one of those semi-boring units.
Yeah, but even if it's that boring, you know, if it's that consistent, if you get a 100% win rate on it, like good counter pick or 4/5 pick, yeah, if it works for you, why wouldn't you do it? A win is a win in the end, right? So
Absolutely.
gotta do what you gotta do.
You know why I hate her? I don't have her. She's like she's like one of the 3 units of the normal elements that I don't have. And it drives me crazy sometimes.
What else don't you have?
What is it called? The fire Tibala, what is it called? The fire puppet master?
Zima.
Zima. I don't have that one. And the third one, the water Ivor. Like the water mercenary queen.
Yeah, I think these ones you don't care too much for.
No, it's more of a siege unit.
Yeah,
First place.
it's
For RTA,
literally
it's-
Angela that I'm like,
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think Pink Rose going to win it all again?
He has a good chance, but what's actually also funny to see on his statistics, the Julian, which he was actually playing very well with last year, but also in SWC, it's still number 3 most picked, but the win rate is actually pretty low. And the funny thing is, sure, the unit is slightly nerfed on the stun, but I don't think that nerf is that big, as well as that the meta is slightly changing. You have the Irene in there right now, which is really good against comps with the Julian. You have the Zenitsu from the Demon Slayer collab, which is pretty much a destroyer of a Julian in the first place. And also the meta just slightly shifted where he doesn't perform as well. So it's interesting to see a unit. Sure, it was slightly nerfed, but I think that nerf was not as impactful as the meta changing.
Don't forget the Fire Twins that we've been seeing a lot more of as
oh
well.
yes.
They also
True.
very much counter Julian.
Very, very true right there as well. So also, once again, a Jongnam player, so he has to be switching off that Jongnam, but he does also really like to play those Fire Twin Angels himself. So the Water Twin Angels, Fire Twin Angels, pairing those two. I definitely do think that Pink would be one of those players to do that. And as you asked before, is he gonna win it all? I give him a good chance.
Yeah. Who's the other favorites we have? On that.
that guy over there.
Scribble favors Scribble to win. Okay, Marts, how about you?
Of course, Scribble. I mean, look at this guy. He's
I didn't play him.
so confident. There must be something behind his confidence, I feel like.
Okay, Scribble. So if you're not gonna make it, like, you know, I'm gonna bet on you now, but
Thank you.
you know, you better do it, otherwise big problems.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's talk about the next player, which is going to be Slay, our G2 player, making it all the way to the playoffs. And he's actually been showing a lot of cleaves. And also, interestingly enough, where Gianna is the highest win rate for a few of the other players that we have seen before, Gianna is in the top 2 lowest win rates over here.
Next to Mi Ying.
Next to me.
Yeah.
That's very surprising to me.
Yeah, so it does show between, because he also has the Zeratul and the Miying. Well, Zeratul doesn't show up in the top 5 win rate, but I think he's a lot closer to the top 5 win rate than the top 5 lowest win rate. It does show that Zeratul is working better for him, but what's really working for him is the moment he can prepare his cleaves. He had a super fast Kiara outspeeding the Sonya, and then the Sonya just taking something out, because you can make a Sonya trap, but making a Sonya trap against an attack buff is near impossible.
Yeah, I don't think that's for RTA. I don't think that's possible, because you would go to levels of like 50, 60-ish speed, like, and that unit will be just almost useless unless it's a good passive. But I can think of one that would be useful that tanks the attack buff Sonya right now.
Yeah, I think you would have to go like a full-on defense unit maybe, but I think you have to go around like plus 1800 or 1900 defense to actually tank an attack buff Sonya, which pretty much no one is going to do. But he has the real good units for that. He also has that Kovaci, he has the Zeratul. But for me, it's interesting to see that the Gianna, he actually picked up very late in the... I think he picked it up on week 4 or 5, because he didn't have it at the start. Maybe it's also something that he's not too familiar with yet. That could also be a factor, like I'm not too familiar with the unit yet, whereas the other players might be having the Gianna for a way longer time already.
Yeah, also definitely like because there's certain counter picks that are very strong against the Gianna already, right? And if you're not familiar with how to play it correctly then, and then you keep picking her and running into all these counter picks and you don't know exactly yet what to do against it, what's helping you then if you already picked her. Yeah, I mean, for sure, that's also something. You need to get used to your unit. That's always like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can just say I'm happy that he's here. Like, being so high performing as a G2 player, we mentioned it like 3 times at this point, but I feel like it's nice to mention it in general. And as you mentioned, you also spotted my highlight, because this is my highlight, the Kiara match, like where he has this crazy fast Kiara. I think it was just nice to see. Like, he mostly plays more Bruiser-like, I feel. But sometimes, the one match against Merle, he goes first turn and just snipes combo out, and I like that stuff.
Exactly what you should do against these kind of players, right?
We're gonna talk about this.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yep. Well, we first have one more player to introduce, and that is going to be Tech, which definitely played around with his own kind of tech units. The Secret on Violent, where we mostly saw from SWC of last year, Neff played on Swift. Athena, also Violent or Despair, also a unit you mostly see on Swift. We had the Lima, which was also interesting because I think it was on a build of a Will Double Revenge or Will Revenge Nemesis. Or he was maybe switching around between Nemesis and Revenge. So also an interesting pick right there. And a lot of Hey Gang paired with that. Well, Lima and Hey Gang together is definitely pretty strong. Because you have a lot of buffs. And then your Hey Gang pass, which just works very well.
We have also in like top 5 win rate, we have 100% win rate Marsha. I don't
Could
know.
be one game.
Was it one game? I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not 100% sure. It's not a unit that you pick that much, so it could be a one-time game. And we see Rocky in there, but I'm pretty sure Rocky was just drafted 3 times and it won 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that Rocky game also was on Despair. Was like on the last day 7, I think, and he played Despair Etna and Despair Rocky, and I was like, wait, did he just stun with S2 like 2 times in a row? That was kind of interesting, but I think, the Marsha was like one match where he sniped out the Juno immediately, if I remember correctly. But other than that, I don't remember a lot of Marsha plays, I think.
It's also interesting to see Neftis not really doing too well. This is also the first player we have seen so far where Neftis is on the board in the first place. 33% rate is not really performing that well in current meta, and that's also where Neftis didn't really get that much of a change, but it's just a slight switch of meta where she just doesn't fit that well. Let's say 2-3 years ago, we're talking a lot about AoE CC cleaves. She was very well fitting in there. But right now, it is hard to play into that. We have Pheromos being incredibly strong, Junos being really strong. We have the pure vanilla cookies that do a lot of work. A lot of those passes just simply do a lot of work. Where you say it's like, maybe I don't want to play that much AoE CC style anymore.
Yeah. I think Neftis also, if you look at what he's doing, like he's mostly outslowing people with like the Hey Gang, Lima and all that kind of stuff. And he's not trying to play turn 1, which I think suits Neftis mostly way better than, you can't miss your debuffs, right? Defense break and so on. But if you're getting glanced while you're trying to outslow someone, Neftis might not do that much in that case.
Yep, absolutely. Plus, I think a Neftis draft is also very well. Like, a Neftis fits early most of the time. Sometimes you can draft it late, then it's really strong. But if you draft the Neftis early, you know what's going to come. 2 AoE strippers.
Yep.
Unless someone drafts like full-on non-will units, but then again, against Neftis, you're not going to do that. You do know 2 AoE strippers are going to come. And then the big question is, do they actually have fast enough units? Do you have a Wunsa? Do you have a Veronica? Well, if you don't, is it going to work enough? So that's definitely an interesting unit where it was deemed one of the strongest in RTA before. Still a really strong unit overall in the game, but nowhere as much strong right now. So let's then go into the favorite clips that Mars did already talk a little bit about as well. We have a bunch of clips that we selected from the weeks of the Summoners War European League, and we're going to be showing those. We're able to talk about what happened, why it happened, how it happened, and then simply just talk about the best matches, the highlights that we have seen throughout the weeks.
Yeah, I guess we can start from that end, because Rax has like 2 clips, I think. So
Well, I think the first clip up is actually my clip.
Oh,
yeah,
from what I can see on this
start
tablet.
on this side. Oh.
So I picked the game of Josu against Slay, and mostly just to showcase Zeratul. I think Zeratul is still slightly underrated by some people, although he's been showing up a lot more. Most of the match is, to me, not super interesting. It's just like a basic RTA game with a segment going first, landing the reset. But if we skip forward a little bit...
Wait, is it that game where Zeratul survived by like a little bit of HP?
Yes. That's what I was trying to showcase in this game.
It's also interesting to see Ritsu on the field, which I definitely deem not to be a great unit. Like, sure, if he connects his skill, he's kind of okay, but most of the time he's just sitting there as like, yeah, he's being really weird with his kit, where the moment that you have your skill that you can use it, he will always use it, even if you don't want to use it at that moment.
I feel like a lot of Josu's draft involved a lot of weird units. You don't see that much on Gyuki, you don't see that much Ritsu. At some point he was picking the Wind Spectre Princess. And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing?
Well, then again, he also had the Swift Lucifer, and I really like that one, because the Swift Lucifer has a good boost on that skill too. Added in a lot of damage for the whole team, and then the Onyuku actually went really hard. I did actually really like that draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what you were saying there, say like I think that's one thing that they definitely need to change for the Ritsu. If you already have connected like your shadow on the target, and you have your skill ready, and you don't even want to re-put it, like first of all, don't put it on cooldown if you're hitting the same unit, and don't even try to reapply it and then miss and then it's gone, right?
Yeah.
That's something we can't have. That doesn't make any sense.
And the weird thing is, like, if you apply it somewhere else, it goes away from the first target that you did apply it on.
Yeah.
If you apply it on the same target, you're on cooldown, but then you want to use the turn after, you can't. It's really weird of an interaction right there. But we say goodbye to the Ritsu, and we're just waiting for that 0-2 to go off.
Yeah, and now he will, it's very hard to beat, right? Ongyuki dies now. Yeah, and then...
This dot range is actually very good for...
But here,
Slake's over
the
here.
proc,
But
that was
actually proc, which is huge.
On an
And
attack
at this point, I genuinely did not think that the 0-2 could win it all.
No, if he killed there,
even
if
the
he
stun.
killed and he had the bounce and he would have been able to strip something, even if it was just the attack buff strip. Oh no, wait, he had the skill
reapply it
to...
again. And
yeah.
that little bit of chip healing that 0-2 got
Yeah.
in one of the recent patches is actually the reason he's able to
Yeah.
win these games.
Yeah,
And this, like the 10%, right? Every turn, and then also...
And look at all those dots.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's going to get crazier here because he's actually going to proc on the Jongnam mirror, I'm pretty sure.
yes.
Does he get the stun over
the
here?
stun as well, yeah.
That's the...
Another
Okay.
attack. Freeze.
So, and now we have to proc out.
No.
No.
He like survives with like 1 HP or so because this
Now the skill
Second skill.
it doesn't kill and now it's over.
That's also the lowest damage on the Vanessa possible right there. It's
Yeah.
probably full tank on that Vanessa.
But without the recent patch where 0-2 got that little bit of chip healing, in his
Yeah.
kit, he would have never won this game.
No, not in a million years, because he
So such little changes can
Yep.
make actually such a big change to certain units.
So my question, sorry for us going back here real quick. I'm also can do that. So do you think that it would have been better in that moment, for example, when Vanessa attacks, because I'm 100% sure I would have also used the second skill, but do you think it would have been better to either revive?
So what did Josu have again? He has Ongyuki and...
Ritsu.
I
I don't think reviving does anything because what
No.
happens is 0-2 just kills the unit that you revive.
You would, but you would buy yourself a little bit of time, won't you?
So I
But
think...
you already used your Jongnam skills.
yeah.
I think I see it differently. I think I would revive here. Make him waste. Because like...
he has to waste the turn.
Depending on, honestly, it really depends. What you want to do here depends on how your Vanessa is built. If your
Yeah.
Vanessa is like really, is super low damage, then you probably won't even kill here.
But he has branding. That branding makes you feel like,
And
and
like,
it's enemy
if he
max HP
crits.
scaling.
Yeah, but if he crits, does he have 15 crit rate maybe? We don't know.
That's true.
So if he
Yeah.
does have 15 crit rate, I think I would go for the revive, make him waste one more turn, and then you at least have both units, you know? 0-2 would have to proc every turn still to win, I think, here. Then. You make
Because
him...
I would have been greedy as well. I would have put second
Yeah.
skill as well with Brandon. Like, okay, this is game over. But he survived by like literally, what is that, 5 HP?
It could be the fluctuation of damage, because there's like if you have like a standard you're hitting 5k, there's a chance of hitting 5% more than that and a chance of hitting 5% less than it. If there was a low hit, he could have actually killed if there was just actually a high hit. But that is like a what if. So I think I would have went for the S2 as well, because in the end you have enemy max HP scaling. Even if you don't have any crit rate, you still do a decent amount of damage on that. Plus you have branding, and branding just adds a good amount of damage extra. So I think that Josu also expected to just have that match won already.
Yeah, it really looked like it. So, but question for you guys. If you knowingly have your Vanessa there, 15 crit rate, and 160, it's 160 from the slot 1 rune, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
160 attack plus. Are you gonna use the S2 or gonna use the revive?
I would
I
have
think I
better
would take
stats
the
on the
risk.
Vanessa.
I can exactly.
I would
what
have better stats on the Vanessa.
I could exactly what I would have done. I would have used second skill. Like, why don't you crit?
With 50 crit rate, right?
Why don't you crit? They have 50%.
If there was a ragdoll, I would have landed a crit.
But then it becomes 100%. That's a ragdoll thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like that clip. That was
Yeah.
like one of the most hyped moments for sure.
Yeah, definitely a great clip over there. So, who else has the next clip going up?
I think we can
It's
go.
still the same, right?
I think we have to call out the name Raxxaz or production knows. So I think
Okay.
if we go with Raxxaz, you have 2 clips, right?
Yeah.
Oh, with Scribble, of course, with Scribble.
Wait, can we get to the -5, right?
Yeah, or -10. Like, it's
So we're gonna pause real quick right here.
Mhm.
It's less about like the clip right here. It's more about like the player that is playing against another player here. We have Scribble against Joselinho. And I've been talking to Scribble before, like these matches, and I told him like, Scribble, okay, listen. Little hint on the side, Joselinho doesn't pick a single Swift unit. He never picks a Swift unit. When he picks like something that looks like a Swift unit, the segment, I think it was Vio or Despair, if I recall that correctly. So maybe, you know, you have like the LDs to make it work. Maybe try and not bruiser him. And yeah, as what we can see on the screen here is Scribble is trying to bruiser Joselinho. And as we can see, he already lost 1 game against him.
I would like to point out that I do win this game.
Yeah, you do win this game. You do win this game. That's true. But let's actually watch the clip because I was looking at the clip, and I think this game it really gets close, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I mean we talked about it after the game, how badly I misplayed in in this
that's,
match actually.
Let's see it. You can explain it. Like what you're doing wrong. Like let's look at it. Let's have a look.
Are you winning this?
Yeah, it doesn't look really like it, right?
Well, yes, Miying. Miying is
Yeah,
great.
look at this Dark Panda unit.
So Scribble is focusing the light pony here right here. And now let's look how he continues to approach this game. Procs again, back to back. Goes on the light pony. Goes on the light pony again. Keeps going on the light pony.
Wait, don't tell me you're gonna switch targets or something.
Ah, wait for it. Wait for what Scribble is doing. It's actually very funny what happens in this game.
I've seen too many matches. At some point, I just don't remember.
So, what are we doing here, Scribble? The pony is at 10% or 15.
Oh.
Okay. We're going on the pony. Now he procs, gets 1 proc back. I think we're losing our Burkild now. So what are we doing now, Scribble? Can you...
We still go on the pony.
We go on the
Look, I
pony.
kill it.
We go on the pony. It revives. Okay, what are we doing now? Going on the pony.
So far, still going on the pony. I don't see anything too wrong yet.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm waiting for the switch when he switches to another unit, but he goes
I think
for
it's a
pony.
little bit later. I think it's a little bit later in this clip. So, is it now already?
Maybe it's the second clip you
It might have
chose.
been a little bit earlier in the game actually.
Was it? Did we miss it?
No, it was from very beginning, right?
I would say that there's no right reason to switch from target. but
No, it happened way at the start of the game. I was targeting the pony, and then at some point, when I still had my bird guild, I decided to hit the water gojo.
Probably it might not even be in the clip because it's not in the very start from the game, right? This one.
okay.
I think we were already over it, and then you swap between the
But
Paladrul and the.
I still think this is a great game because this is a great Miying showcase actually.
This did showcase that Miying
And
is
he
really good.
gets the stun on the Jongnam. But yeah, like he's winning this game, but it's not about the point. So he's trying to cleave Joselinho, which leads up to the next clip we have.
Turn to Bruiser, you mean?
Trying to bruiser, yeah, of course. Not trying to play.
Also,
any
that
first set.
Vanessa being this fair works so well in favor for the Miying.
For sure. I mean, don't stun my Miying, what can I say?
Absolutely.
So let's go to the next clip. Oh, look. Let's pause right here. Okay, he won the first game against Joselinho again. And, you know, okay, look at what we are seeing right now. Joselinho doesn't use Swift units, really. And we're trying to bruiser Joselinho. We're playing in his favor. Again, while we have the option of using a Maximilian and just cleave him, which we could see from other players like Slakes, it works perfectly, you know. He just got clean 2-0 wins against him. Well, let's see what happens. Another Dutchie, by the way, that is trying to bruiser the.
But is Maximilian really that safe against Joselinho?
Let's the whole comp around it, not just Max.
Sure, but I feel like
Maximilian is also good, same as like Nefties. It's not really on the point where it feels that safe at the moment, but definitely sniping things down. Sonias and stuff on that Smicer.
As we already can see, like this Twin Angels not on Swift. No Swift units from Joselinho.
maybe he's just really slow, man.
No, it's definitely going to be Vio. You know that, right?
Pretty sure it's Vio, yeah.
But I think, so looking at this game, like I think this draft-wise, he should have not lost this.
No, I don't like the Veramos in the 5th. Like, that is the main thing I don't like on this whole draft, because Veramos in the 5th, next to a Tian Lang, is not going to be boosting enough. And you, on the other hand, have a Sahat.
Oh, okay.
Sahat would do enough damage to just take out the Veramos at some point.
I mean, it looks pretty good for Pink right here in the beginning. But I feel like if you... I mean, okay, Smicer did a good job here. I always think like Veramos is a hard counter to Smicer, but Joselinho's key monster is always the Shahad, right? This is
yeah.
So he always picks it like second or third pick every single time. It doesn't matter what his enemy picks, he always picks it. So I think it's always dangerous to go on a bruiser match against Joselinho, who always focuses on the bruiser match.
Yeah, like I feel like what I wanted to point out with these is it's not like the matches itself, but like playing into his favor, because he loves the bruiser matches, and then you're making him comfortable instead of having him to face like, oh yeah, I'm getting outspat, all the enemy units are moving in front of me. Sure, like he has the light pony, but that can be pre-banned or banned in the game. So I think you can to some extent abuse that, right? And make him a bit more uncomfortable, and it worked well for other players. That's basically the point I'm trying to make here.
And can we just point out how strong it is to have even a little bit of sustain in these bruiser matches?
Yeah.
Because there's basically no healer on Joselinho's team. But that skill 1 healing on the Puppeteer skill and that little bit of healing from the Twin Angels skill 3 is keeping his team alive for so much longer.
And let's not forget about Vela Judas
Vela
as well,
also
right?
But
Exactly.
then again, I would say Pinkrid's draft doesn't have that much of damage. In the end, Veramos not a damage dealer. Chandra is, but only on armor break. So that's also the kind of draft where you see a lot of like, oh, Veramos would counter these units, the Tian Lang would counter those units. But in the end, do you have still a draft where you would say like, oh, I can actually deal enough damage? And that's also mistakes I've made often in the before and still now. Where you think like, oh, I'm countering all of the units that I see on the field. But wait, where is my actual damage gonna come from? How am I gonna take units out? And sure, he took out the Velagil right now, but it took a really long time, and he already lost 1 unit, 1.5 unit by the time he took 1 unit out.
Yeah, and look how much we're gonna drag it out right now. Like, so Joselinho also has to go for and try kill the Veramos now, because yeah, it's not like if he would have lost the Sahat earlier, I think he would have had like a real hard time to even get the Veramos out of the field. Like, probably not even possible anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing, like the key unit, and that's also really strong in current meta. You have a lot of bruiser units that are bruisering from HP. And the moment you bruise from HP, by definition, you're already tanky by yourself. And a unit like Sahat doesn't even need crit rate and crit damage, which, for example, a Karnal would need, or a Fire Bike, the Ashur, would need. This one is just full on HP, and that's where all of his damage comes from. And that just makes some of these units really strong and also very dangerous to face. Whereas you might just say it's like, oh, Sonya, instantly take it out. We don't have to deal with any of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can go to the next clip. Like, from now on, there's no way anymore really how we can win this, like a full life Shahad. Yeah,
absolutely. So I'm not sure who has the next clip, but production, roll the next clip.
Yep. Would be either yours or mine. It is mine. Okay, so a little bit of pause in here, because this is the draft we have seen from Merle for 7 straight weeks, most of the time, 6 weeks maybe.
Just
I think there was
the Feng Yan, but
exactly.
Yeah.
We have the Feng Yan, the Juno.
I was thinking it was a pre-ban, but not even the case.
Yeah, but we also see like Shizuka, we see Juno, Viva Shell, Feng Yan. It's mostly the things that she always picked. I think there was one match where she didn't do that, where she picked like the light Ezio or something. As a counter to someone else who had that light Ezio. Didn't work, but hey. And this is what I thought after, like, okay, after the 3rd day, I'm like, why does no one try to snipe Merle? Like, Merle never speed contests. She never tries to... she always goes the same team. And at this point, maybe, Scribble, at one point you can explain to me, why don't you go, like, for like this kind of stuff. I know you don't have like maybe the Kiara or like the what is it? Eleanor.
Eleanor.
He has Eleanor.
I do have Eleanor.
Okay,
And he has an Oberon, so he's halfway there.
I did end
He
up
doesn't have the
playing-
Kovaci though. The Kovaci is the one
I
that's
did
the key
end up
missing.
playing some sort of snipe against
Mhm.
Merle in my games, but not as hard as Slay did in these games.
Yeah, I mean
I
because
think what Slay drafted here just shows very good preparation
Yeah.
and knowing your opponent.
For sure.
yeah, I mean this is like the one where I was like, yeah, he completely prepared for it. Also, as say mentioned beforehand, we have the faster than Sonya Kiara that just gives attack buff, and Sonya then I know that without attack buff or speed buff, like Sonya needs the enemy needs to have like 1,600 defense to withstand the snipe of her. I think at 1,600 to 1,700 something among those lines, and with attack buff, it just goes way too high. So what happens here is basically he buffs attack, and then snipes out every single unit before they even. I think more moves once.
Yeah, I think he cannot snipe. But what's also interesting to see is that Federica is also on a Swift build.
Yeah.
And that is interesting to see as well, because in the end, he didn't do that much damage, probably minus on that unit right there. But you have the back and forth, getting that extra turn, just doing a lot of damage. But then also still the Federica is moving in front of the enemy side more. So yeah, more can take a turn, but more would lose any match against a Sonya 1v1. Like, winning with a more 1v1 against a Sonya is very, very difficult. It's maybe possible if you get very good RNG, but in the end, you have 4 or 3 other units standing next to it. And this once again shows like very well preparation. What I did not really like, 24k damage on the Moor, and Moor was still looking very lively. That just makes it where your Moor does no damage. Like, I like Moor as one of those units that just, it hits hard. Sure, on additional damage, you can still do decent on additional damage by HP. But I like to have more on high attack. You don't really need the crit rate, but high attack just scales so well because he gets that attack buff right now. And getting more HP doesn't really help you on that attack buff. So it's also playing into what are the current buffs of a unit and what are the runes that adapt well to it. Then again, if you only have good HP set of runes, you gotta be using those. But maybe you gotta be looking at different units.
Yeah, so the reason why I wanted to showcase this highlight is basically the preparation was well done, the speed tuning was perfect. Obviously, he also had the monsters to go with it, but that shows that if a player picks like the same team for like 6 weeks straight, because I think this was like pretty much towards the end.
Yeah, it was week 6, I thought.
Yeah.
I saw in the...
With preparation, I do feel like this was the way to go around it, and not just to go into a Bruiser matchup with Merle, because this is then how she gets her points, basically.
Yep.
Even against the top guys, because in Bruiser matches we know, oh, a proc here, a proc there, could win you the game.
Yeah. In the end, like, credits where credits due. She didn't have that much points on the leaderboards, but she took 1 point from Malignant and 1 point from Pinkroyd, which were both top of the leaderboard. So that's definitely due, showing that the moment you give her a comfortable zone of those Bruiser fights, she can definitely withhold her own ground. And that's also interesting to see, where you definitely have to take someone out of their comfort zone to play very well into them, because you could be like, she's bottom of the leaderboard, I don't have to prepare that much. Like, no, you still have to prepare, and that's why you see a super clean match as Slay just did in this replay. So definitely very well played there and very well shown. So then we go into the final clip, which I think is going to be mine.
One quick thing.
Yep.
I think that very well like suits my point when we're talking about Merle playing against her in her comfort zone. It's like the same thing when Scribble and Pinky played against Joselino, and they didn't make him uncomfortable. He was playing like the exact thing he was always playing, and they didn't make it harder for him. If he had to play like something he's not that comfortable against, I think that just puts you like already little step ahead, like before the match even starts. Like, get in the hat.
Yeah, absolutely, fully agree on that one. So let's see about this match, which is just, we had to include at least one Lydia match. But that is also what we talked about earlier. And the Lydia over here is once again very well placed. You have to focus on that Veloju, otherwise he starts bringing immunity and you don't have too much strips. You have to focus on that Gianna, otherwise your whole team gets stunned. The Zeratul is also there to be annoying. All of the 4 units on the side of Crispy Bacon he has to focus on. Sure, the Gianna did not connect in this case. That's unfortunate, it does happen. But Josu is only showing one side of strip, and he focused all of the damage down on that Zeratul. Yeah, sure, in the end, like, even without this, well, the Gianna did connect almost as much as the Zeratul did as well. This was just one of the matches where units are like, connecting my skills? No, not really gonna go for it. But this is also where we see once again Zeratul, that chip healing coming in every time. But in the end, the main focus is on that Lydia, because that would have been quite a bruiser fight back and forth. Lydia just more than half HP the whole team. And that is just so much damage, and that's just really interesting to see a unit like that work that well. But this is also a drafting style, might you say, is like, oh, I don't have a Lydia, I can't really replicate this kind of style. Actually, a lot of units do this. A Rika does this, a Bloodsha does this. There's a lot of units that everything has to be controlled. If your enemy is only having single target strips, they cannot go for all of your units. There's a lot of units, even a Belenus, there's a lot of options right there where you could go for a damage unit. As long as he's not controlled, he can do his own thing. And he just has to be surviving enough, and then it's just super strong into the enemy team. And I think more people could be looking into those kind of drafts because we're very common. It's like, oh, we add in the Cigar, we add in the Miles, we add in the Oliver, we go for those kind of things. But looking at a draft, seeing like, okay, it simply needs to have a lot of hits right there. Here also in this draft, we have 3 units, well, 4 units with a single target strip. We now have 3. But then again, if the enemy moves first, which has a higher speed lead, takes out one of your units, you only have 2 units left that can do something single target. You have to control the Gianna, you have to control the Tomoe, and you have to control that Lydia. If one out of those 3 is not controlled, you're gonna have a pretty good match. Sure, Lydia does right here what a unit with a just some kind of debuffs doesn't do as well. But this is just once again showing like, hey, you have that one spot where the enemy has to control multiple units. Well, in this case, simply doesn't get any turns because of the Gianna. But it shows very well of the drafting possibilities of a unit such as Lydia.
What could we, like, if we're thinking about elemental units, right? What could we, what is that comes the closest to Lydia? What would that be?
It's hard to say, well, Alicia, but I wouldn't go for that one. It's technically for the skill 2, yes. But most of the units that I just mentioned do work off the enemy not having immunity.
Yeah.
And that adds a little bit of a layer of difficulty. Sure, you see a Gianna here on the field, but if there was a Belenus on this draft, then the, what was the ban right there? The Vanessa was the ban. Vanessa wouldn't have been the ban, because then it's like, oh, I'm just banning out the Gianna. Simple.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, it's a little bit harder to say, like, what does do a lot of damage when there's still potential immunity on your enemy side. And that's a lot harder to find, where Lydia fits super well.
Yeah, true, because the stacking damage from when you're doing damage to the team, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lydia does also have a requirement on her skill 2, where if she isn't 100% crit rate, she only crits on units that don't have buffs.
But I'm pretty sure Crispy Bacon went for 100.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm very sure.
Will, in a sense, might also counter your Lydia if you don't build her on high crit rate.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, those were some of our favorite clips. Hope you enjoyed those as well. If there's any clips we missed, let us know in the chat. But we're also going to go into the brackets once again for having a little bit of a discussion. Who do we think is going to make it through? And Scribble, I know you're going to say yourself, but let's say you were not in there.
So who would be up against Charge?
Charge won the first round. It was a really easy one.
Okay, so Charge... that's crazy. That's insane. So if Charge wins rounds 1, I can see Slay taking it over Charge. I think if Slay prepared very well for either Charge or me, I think he's got a good shot. Although, I mean, he will lose against me. I hate to say it, but I think on day 1, the people that we're going to see go through, if I can't include myself, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Slay and Spoon, actually.
Okay, Rex, how about you for day 1?
For day 1, I think in the
you can include Scribble.
I think in the bottom it's gonna be. I think it's. I think Spoon is gonna be Tech. That's. I think he will. Yeah, I think he will be Tech, and then it could be either way. Spoon or Crispy. I'm not sure about that one. That could go either way, because like Crispy with the Lydia tech, I don't know. Maybe he gets him with that again. I'm not too sure. So top. Scribble Charge, yeah, this is a hard one. I don't know. I think whoever makes it there, I feel like is gonna make it to day 2. That's my prediction.
Okay. I would have said like Charge, Scribble. I mean, obviously Scribble. I think you have it hard against Charge, though. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna.
He's for sure a tough opponent.
Because we have a best of 7 as well here. Like we're gonna have a bunch of matches here, so it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win 2 and go on. You actually have to win like a few more matches, and I think if Scribble makes it through, I'm sorry that I'm also that you're sitting here right now. It's a bit awkward, but I think Slay. Maybe it's my own hope just that he makes it through as like a lower ranked player, that we have him like maybe into the playoffs a day 2. Down, I kind of hope for Tech, but I think Spoon makes it, and then I again hope that Crispy Bacon makes it against Spoon. That's what I think.
Yeah, for me, I would say that from the top sides, I think Slay is very good at preparing. So whoever comes from that first match, I think Slay will be studying that match and then also adapting to that first match how that player played. And the other player will have less time of preparation against Slay because you're preparing against your first opponent. And I think since Slay is that good at preparing, I think Slay will have an upper hand for the upside. That who comes out of that first match of Scribble and Charge, I think I will give it to Scribble. But then against Slay, I think that one will be more difficult because you have less preparation time against that. Then for the bottom side, Bespoon and Tech. Actually, I would say I give it to Tech rather than Bespoon. On leaderboards, definitely Bespoon is better. But I've seen Bespoon really struggle with the pre-ban. The pre-ban is really doing difficulties for his whole comp working all together. We have a slight nerf from Laura. We haven't seen too much Laura play as of yet. Might be a factor in there as well. So then it would be Tech against Crispy Bacon, and I do think Crispy Bacon would take that as well. So for me, that would be Slay and Crispy Bacon going to round 3. Well, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult to ask you guys for preparing like who goes to round 3, 4, and 5, because then it depends on like who you have going in there.
I mean, do you think anyone stands a chance against either Pinkroid or Malignant?
That's going to be difficult. Actually, I don't have the numbers on who actually took victories against them, because I think from the leaderboards they did have some losses. I think Pinkroid had no losses, but a lot of or more draws. And Malignant did have some losses, but I'm not 100% sure who against.
Can we see the leaderboard again? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said,
Pinkroid
Pinkroid had 0 loses, but Malignant had 2 loses. Then again, Pinkroid had a lot more draws. I do think Pinkroid definitely has an upper hand over all of the players here in the best of 7, because he is, for me, one of the best at adapting during the game. But then the question is Malignant also going to be on that level? Or is any of the other players maybe surprising us to be on a certain level of adapting as well? Because none of the other players, I think also not you, Scribble, have ever played best of 7 in tournaments before, right?
I have not, no.
No, that's
I
was
want
all
to point
best
out
of
that I
5,
am
right?
the king of draws, by the way.
You did have 7 draws or
7
something?
draws.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, we had 12 players, so you play 11 matches. 11 is the points to qualify. If you played 11 matches, all of your matches on draw, you would have made it to the top 8.
Exactly.
So all you need was draws in the end. But yeah, that's definitely interesting to see right there. But then the question, who's going to take it all? Scribble, what do you say?
Charge.
Because you lost against him in the first round?
What? Okay.
Like
No. So, okay, and now actual prediction?
Me.
That one sounds more reasonable.
I'm glad you guys thought that me was a more reasonable option.
Okay, never mind. You take that back.
That sounded so wrong when you said charge. Yeah, no. That sounded just wrong when you say it.
It is what it is.
So I think it's gonna be either Pinky or Malignant. One of those will win the whole thing. Is what I think.
I think Pinkroid will make it, but I hope my heart is with Slay.
Slay making all the way. Well, in the end, Slay did get rank 3 throughout the leaderboard itself. Well, for me, I think it's just what's also really easy to vote for the person that won last year, but I am going to be doing that. I think Pinkroid will take it all. Simply because I think that he has the most favorable position in a best of 7. I think it really favors him to play best of 7s, because he just simply has more experience playing best of 5s in tournaments in the first place, more experience on pre-bans. In the end, he did show that he did not lose any match. So he only had draws, which also does show, it's like, okay, I lost one, but I came always back on that other one. And that just shows that you're very well in drafting. And he's one of those players that finds like, oh, this is the perfect position to add in a Kinky in my draft, or a Mio on 100 Res, or any kind of other weird unit that you think like, oh, back in the days it was good. A good old Molong on Vampire. One of those units that you don't even think about, mostly don't even have ruined. Pinkroid finds those units in the draft. And that is what he's doing so well, and therefore he's very consistent in all of those tournaments time and time again. So I gotta give him a lot of credit for that, so my victory would go to Pinkroid on that.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense what you just said. Like the best of 7, like the players that are actually more experienced and yeah, in the drafts, and you have like 7 games time basically. I think that's, you know, it's even if you do like 2 big mistakes in 2 games, let's say, in the best of 7, yeah, yeah, you can lose 2 games. That's no problem, and then you can come back and still win. Let's say you go 0-2, and then you come back win 3. Then you can even lose another one and then win 4-3. So yeah, I think that's exactly how you explained it. It makes sense. But I gotta say, Malignant is also a very good drafter. Has also a lot of LDs, and so I think this will be. I think that will also be the final. They're gonna face in the semi-final, and then they're gonna face in the final again. That's what I think, and then it's gonna be a. It's gonna be a close match.
It's not happening.
Charge is gonna win it, though, isn't it?
It's okay, Scribble. We're just gonna put it like, and then the final is gonna be straight up Charge Scribble. That's what it is.
Yes,
and
sir.
then you win, right?
Yes, sir. I am.
So yeah, those are all of the predictions for us. And then we also have a few other fun things for this stream right now. We're gonna do a quiz, and actually in a way that we haven't done before on this channel at all. And who can I give the amazing blindfolds? Scribble wants the blindfold. He becomes the light unicorn right there.
Eleanor. Does it mean you're gonna summon her?
Oh boy.
That would be a good one for the tournament.
I wouldn't mind Eleanor. I think she's an incredible unit.
Yeah,
She's definitely good.
That's
So
for
to
sure.
explain this quiz a little bit, there
Do I
will
put
be
it down.
not yet during the explanation. Just keep it like there. It's looking magnificent.
Yeah.
But for this quiz, there will be a name on the screen that Scribble has to guess. He can ask questions to us, but we can only say yes or no. So he has to, let's say that the unit is a ragdoll. He has to guess, am I light or dark? We could say yes, it's light or dark. But then he still doesn't know if it's light or dark because we say yes. So therefore he has to get questions and therefore get to the unit. We tried this out a little bit earlier and it was actually more difficult than we thought because there's just so many units. So let's see, Scribble, if you can blindfold yourself.
Yeah.
And we can have the first name of the unit on the screen. Scribble,
Why are we laughing?
go ahead with the questions because this is an interesting unit.
Am I a 5-star?
Yes.
Am I a fusion monster?
No.
I
No.
wish.
I'm very happy it's not. It
Am I
feels
light
like
or
one.
dark?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I light?
No.
No.
Okay, so I'm dark.
Yes.
Very smart.
Am I a human?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Female?
No.
No.
Am I mostly used in RTA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I used a lot in this current meta?
Decent amount. Yes.
Some
I would
Here
say
and
yes.
there.
You can say no. You
Yes.
can say no.
We need a limit on questions, I think. Like 15 questions at most, and I need to guess.
Do I have a speed lead?
No.
Wait, I was female or male?
You were male.
You're male.
Do I have a weapon?
Yes.
Wait, am I ragdoll?
Yes.
Wait. How did you get to Recto now that fast?
Because they were laughing at the start.
that was the biggest hint.
Yeah,
probably.
that actually did kind of. I always pointed out the ragdoll, even when we did the preparation. I
Like,
was saying,
for
ragdoll,
example,
ragdoll.
if it's ragdoll, oh look, it's ragdoll.
Also the thing, I think Fusion Monster, I wish.
Yeah. And I even said I'm happy it's not because I don't want to be facing more ragdolls.
Okay, we need to keep it at yes and no.
Well, a little bit of hints make it easy. Otherwise, it can be very difficult. So it doesn't matter too much if there's a little bit.
I
of
mean,
hints,
that was
but
I would also say this was an easy monster. Maybe we get a
Yeah.
harder monster now to guess for Raxxaz.
I don't think they're super difficult. I didn't see what's the units
Yeah.
in the pile, but if there's
Me
like,
neither.
oh,
You let me
a
know when I-
one-star ghost, I have no clue how to
Put
get
it
there.
down.
Yep.
Can I already?
Yep, you can go for it, and
Okay.
then production. Yep, production can go for the next one.
Okay.
Raxxaz, take it away.
So, am I light or dark? Let's start with that.
Yes.
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 Light.
No.
No.
So I'm dark as well.
Yes.
Am I a net 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I human?
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Are you just copying my question?
Do I have attack lead?
No.
No.
Do I have a HP lead?
No.
Do I have a defense lead?
No.
Do I have a leader skill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, do I have a speed lead as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Am I Neftis?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, why was it almost the same?
No, the sequence of questions, like at the start, light or dark, into
It's like exactly the same as Scribble.
Yeah, but like you have to kind of, right? Otherwise,
well, there's a few options.
gonna-
You go back and forth.
Let's
on.
see if I can think of different ones.
mix it up, Marts.
I try to.
Mars is gonna get creative on this one.
Yeah, I try to.
Okay.
You look
Okay.
great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Mars, take it away.
Okay. Am I a 4-star monster?
No.
Oh, it's always 5-star. Am I being used in Siege?
No.
No. Okay. Am I in Seiishizo's box?
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't help me at all.
Good approach.
he has everything, right?
Oh, great.
Okay. I can just twist the question a little bit. Does it come out of an light darkness scroll?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Is it used in raid?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Does it have a leader skill?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, I need to go back to like the easy ones. Is it a fire monster?
No.
No.
Is it a wind monster?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wind, 5-star. Nothing else. Does it have a speed lead?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it Oliver?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think mostly the leader skills is kind of the thing that gives it away.
Yeah, the leader skill is.
I think these are also very popular monsters.
Yeah.
That does
I
help
think
out.
Your
as well.
brain quickly goes to
Yeah,
this.
like the moment you see 1 or 2 monsters, then it's where you see it's like, oh, this is a popular monster. Me now saying this, putting the blindfold out, they're gonna pick the most non-popular unit
I
out
would
there.
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's make it happen.
Okay,
yeah.
let's see.
Waiting for the wind Garuda now.
Linderman stands for sure.
Okay,
Okay, you can start.
yep. Okay, do I have a passive?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, am I 5-star?
Yes.
Light or dark?
Yes.
Now then we go again. Light?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're looking at passive, light. I will go. Am I a vampire?
No.
No.
Passive, light. Archangel?
Yes.
Yes.
Artemil?
Yes.
There's actually not too many light units with
Yeah.
a passive. I was like, there were a few more options. Narsha, I was thinking of. Artemil, Julian. What are the other passives on light? There's not too many passives.
Yeah.
Light.
Eleanor also has a passive, right?
Valantis?
Valantis.
You'd almost forget he has a passive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the bar and the revenge, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually kind of funny to do. We're gonna go another round?
Why not?
Yeah,
We have time. We have time.
Just so I
Yes,
can wear
yeah.
this pretty mask again.
Yeah, it fits you very well.
It does.
Dude, you gonna wear that tomorrow when we're playing?
I mean, that,
Like at least like this, you know?
That is
Like-
the RNG.
I might just play like this, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if Second admits, you just put it down. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Did not happen. It did not happen. I didn't see that. Can
Maybe
we do that
my whole
again?
team and Eleanor passive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That would be great.
that would be insane. Imagine all of the units within Eleanor passive.
Okay, you can start.
Does the community hate this unit?
That's very subjective.
Well, I mean, there's
I
certain
wouldn't
units
say so.
that
I would
are,
say no.
No.
Am I a siege unit?
To extent. No, not really.
No.
That's a no, I guess.
Have seen it being used, but
Yeah,
no.
but
yeah, it's like
not really.
Am I a 5-star unit?
yes.
Yes.
So I'm always a 5-star unit. Am I an elemental unit?
No.
No.
It's from Light or Dark again. Do I get used in RTA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I a mythical creature?
No.
No.
No. No.
Am I male?
No.
No.
Am I light?
Yes.
Do I have a speed lead?
No.
No.
Do I have any leader skill?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm blanking.
Doesn't most of the LD5s have leader skill if they're 5-star?
Probably.
Is there one?
I think there's very few that don't, like light pop.
Is it like a global leader skill or is it like a specific? Is it a global leader skill?
No.
No.
Don't even know.
No, it's not.
No, it's no.
But yeah, I think you're right. Say there's not many LD5s without, right?
Yeah, most have leader skills.
I
Yeah.
cannot think of one.
Well, Light Pony doesn't have leader. Who? Light Pony doesn't.
Light
have
Pony.
Oh yeah.
Wait, why can't I think of anything? Am I an arena leader skill?
Yeah.
Yep.
I wasn't a speed lead, right?
No.
No.
Wait, what?
At some point, it's also hard. Which questions did
Was
you
I
ask
female?
before already?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I a resistance leader skill?
Yes.
I'm Jonno.
Yes.
Hell.
Let's
Dude, I
go.
just forget what I asked.
Yeah, I feel
No,
like
it's
as soon as you put it on, it's like you're blanking.
Yeah, it's insane. This mask is crazy.
You should definitely wear that tomorrow.
But you know,
What did I pick again?
hey, make sure to not put it down when you're playing,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Because then it's doomed,
Then
right?
it's doomed, yeah.
I hope we get a really hard one now.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Oh, that is. Yeah. Okay, you can start.
Am I a siege unit?
Not really.
Am I an arena unit?
Could be, like, you could also be a siege unit, but you're not really either.
Mm.
But you technically are, yeah.
Wait, I'm not sure if you're saying that if it's true, so say.
I could see it being used for both, yes. But is it common? No.
Okay, not common. Am I a net 5?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a weapon?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Wait,
Is it, though?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a weapon.
You have
would-
equipment.
If you would bring that on the plane, would you be allowed on the plane?
Well, I mean, if it's...
You have equipment.
okay,
Yeah.
have a weapon. Am I an RTA unit?
Yeah, more RTA then.
Technically, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
You're
so
not very commonly
so-
used.
arena? No. Siege? No. And RTA? Maybe yes.
That's what you would be used for.
Yeah.
So I would be used in RTA.
Yes.
Am I used a lot in RTA?
No.
No.
Am I a good unit?
No.
Okay. Then am I an elemental?
Yes.
Yes.
Fire?
No.
Wind?
Yes.
So I'm not used a lot in RTA. I'm not a siege unit. I'm not an arena unit. And then not used much in RTA. And I have equipment. Am I a cookie?
No.
No.
You're not a cookie.
Cookies are good.
5-star. Wind unit.
That's really difficult.
Do I have a leader skill?
Yes.
Arena leader skill?
Yes.
HP?
No.
Defense?
No.
Resistance?
No.
Attack?
No.
Speed?
No.
What?
Accuracy.
Oh,
The only stat you missed.
yeah, no one uses that, right?
I didn't even know.
Wait,
I also didn't. I'm googling it right now.
Okay, 5. Okay, I'm gonna try and figure it out now. 5-star wind unit, not used in siege arena, not really used in RTA, and I have an accuracy lead. Is it the wind accuracy lead or
Arena accuracy.
so arena accuracy lead? Ganymede?
No.
No, that also doesn't have equipment. Arena accuracy wind unit. Who else is there?
I didn't know it. Maybe that's a good hint.
You didn't know. Do I? No. Do you awaken into this leader skill?
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't think so. No, you don't.
think so.
No, you don't.
It's
No,
5 stars
no,
mostly.
no,
They
no.
don't.
No, you don't.
4 stars mostly do.
Wait, maybe I lied. Maybe you're not arena accuracy lead.
Wait.
I think you're just regular accuracy.
You are accuracy of ally monsters, so.
So I'm 41% accuracy common
Yes.
lead.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
But who has that on wind, man? Dude, you're laughing already, Scribble. This must be a really stupid unit.
Yes.
Well, I'm mostly laughing because I just liked
Oh man.
We can give you a hint, maybe.
Yeah, I think I need it.
I have
family.
I have a one which is like a little bit vague. So this monster is a type. On paper, it would be a type of nuker.
Oh wait, this is what's his name? Windstriker,
Yes.
Yes, Kashmir.
Kashmir. Dude, he has accuracy lead.
Like I said, I didn't know. I didn't know.
No idea
And
what
I
to
thought it
beat
was
that guy.
arena, but then I was like, wait, Moore is a global speed lead. There's no way he's arena lead.
That was free.
Yeah, true.
That was really hard. I wouldn't have got that ever.
Yeah, that one was pretty
Wait,
hard.
but you said equipment, right?
Yeah,
He has a gauntlet.
Has no
There's like
weapon.
He has a gauntlet?
He has a
Yeah, yeah.
like he hits with the gauntlet. I'm pretty sure if you take like a gauntlet with a knuckle on the airplane, it's not
No, but-
allowed. So it's
Like,
a weapon.
He has like a big.
No,
Yeah.
but he's born with that.
Oh,
But,
hey,
I'm pretty sure I'm not happy for the mom if you come out like that. But that's
What it is.
besides
Okay,
the point.
so like you said, then arena, accuracy lead, and then equipment. I was like, there is no unit. Who can that be?
Yeah, because I lied to you.
Why you do that?
I thought it was in my head. It was arena.
all right. Okay. That was.
Okay, and now for the most difficult one.
Oh, great. Then I'm gonna go with cheap questions. Am I light or dark?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Am I dark?
No.
No.
Okay. So am I a 5-star?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So 5-star. Am I used in RTA?
Yes.
Yes.
That's difficult then. Do I have a speed leader skill?
No.
Nope.
Do I have a defense leader skill?
No.
HP?
No.
Nope.
What the fuck? Resistance?
No.
No.
Accuracy?
No.
Nope.
Wait. Well, you just said before there was like only one without leader skill, so it's the pony, the light pony.
No.
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 No? Damn it.
You have a leader skill. We said that already.
Yeah.
Wait, the light pony has a leader skill?
No.
No, no,
You
no.
have a leader.
You have a
one.
leader.
Oh, I have a leader skill.
But you just didn't guess the right one.
Just like Rax.
Yeah.
Am I? Wait, what? Oh, attack?
No.
No.
That's the best part. Where he's like, oh, now I know it. Still wrong.
I think that's the wrong question for this unit. Like now he's confused.
Yeah. Well, we
Wait. Do I have a crit damage leader skill?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, well, it's 5-star. Right.
But you do have a leader skill.
You do have a leader skill, yeah.
Why the hell do I have a leader skill? What?
Why? Yeah, we don't know either.
Just go through every stat on units right now.
But didn't I? I did HP is no.
Mm.
Defense is
No.
no. Attack is
No.
no. Speed
No.
is no. Accuracy.
No.
No.
Oh, crit rate.
Yes.
Okay, wait. It's a light monster 5-star with crit rate lead. Used in RTA. I'm scribbling. I'm blanking.
wait. He asked if he has crit rate lead, right? That's wrong. You don't have crit rate lead exactly like if you're. It's light crit rate. So I think we need to tell you that, right?
Well, no, I mean, you should have asked for it.
Nah, he wouldn't. Nah, he wouldn't. Come on, he wouldn't.
To be
have
honest,
get it.
I'm. This doesn't help me anyway. I'm gonna be completely honest. Being used in. Have you seen it in SWEL?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What is crit rate lead in this slide? I'm completely blanking. Am I male?
No.
Nope.
Am I female?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Female. White. I don't know what has crit rate lead.
Then go for other questions than the crit rate. He's just thinking like, what is?
I'm
crit rate? What's
thinking
crit rate? What
only
is
about the
crit
crit rate lead. It's messing me up
Okay.
so bad.
No one ever picks that lead, basically.
rate? Well, that's for all crit rates.
Yeah, has anyone ever?
I've picked
Wait.
you know lead from time to time.
True.
Now he. Oh.
We have seen it because I think I know one unit that is 5-star light. That is it Daniel?
No.
No.
Because that is like a 5-star. His light has a crit rate lead.
I don't think we have seen it in SWEL this season.
Yeah.
We
but
did.
Yeah.
On
Daniel?
the last
Did we?
day, I'm pretty sure there was a Daniel.
Oh.
But I might be lying again.
Yeah. I think it's the
God, I'm blanking so hard. But it's female, so it's not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy shit!
This is impressive.
It is. It's like I cannot think of any. Holy crap!
You need a hint?
Mats, you build. Okay.
Give me a hint. I need a hint.
Okay, listen.
You want this unit. It's so
Wait.
bad of a hint.
You will be embarrassed when you see what it is and you didn't.
I'm
guess
100% sure. I'm already embarrassed right now. I don't want to take this off.
it. Light crit rate lead.
Picked
Yeah.
in SWEL.
Picked
And
in
you want
SWEL.
this unit.
Think about all the light units picked in SWEL. Think
Yeah.
about something you want.
You know, I can only think of the ones that don't have crit rate lead.
Name them.
Shan. We have the Shan.
No.
And we have the Light Gojo. We have
No.
Laura.
Yes.
Yeah.
Laura has crit rate lead?
You were so stuck on the crit rate lead.
Yeah.
You would
I never, because
he was never gonna get it.
never ever pick someone crit rate lead from Laura. I'm like,
no,
Yeah, exactly.
because no one does. You
No
just
one
said
does.
that.
I thought he has a defense lead or something like that.
No, it's light crit rates.
I'm ashamed of myself.
You should
But
be.
I think that one it made it worse for you. Like
yeah,
Yeah,
the crit rate
of
lead just
They-
put you on a track that you're like
Yeah.
just stuck on the crit rate. And you
Because-
didn't ask any other questions at that point.
because I was like, okay, in SWEL we have Laura, we have a Sean, it's like this and that, a Gojo, but none of them has crit rate lead. No one ever picks a light crit rate lead. Come to us, please change the leader skill of Laura.
no. Relax.
Yeah, make it speedily. Oh wait. Okay, for the final one.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
You are free to start.
Yeah.
Okay, do I have this unit?
No.
No.
Do I want this unit?
Yes.
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 I mean, you don't have, so
Okay.
right?
Am I light or dark?
No. I mean, you could be, right?
Wait,
Wait.
am I a Devilmon or something?
No.
No.
Oh. Wait, am I not light or dark? But could be.
I mean, yes, you are.
I am light or dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Am I 5-star?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I a... Wait, I do want that unit. It is light?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I do want the unit. It's light. Mm-hmm.
This is unfair.
No. He needs to, if he questions smartly, which is impossible with that mask.
Wait.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Am I...
Already tunnel vision.
Yeah. Am I human? I'm getting tunnel vision by you guys laughing that it's impossible.
No.
I'm thinking
No, you're
of something
not human.
impossible.
You're not
human.
human.
Not human? Am I an animal?
Not really, I guess.
Not really. Okay, that
No.
makes...
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Kinda.
Mixed arguments on being an animal. Mhm.
Yes.
Am I released in the last year?
No.
No.
Am I a very old unit?
No.
No.
Okay, so somewhere in the middle. Am I a collab unit?
No.
No.
Okay. Do I have a leader skill?
We
Yes.
don't-
yes.
Which you
It
do
does?
I know that. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
But it is 5-star?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Speed lead?
Nope.
No.
HP lead?
Nope.
Crit damage lead? Oh no, wait, that doesn't exist for 5-star. Crit rates?
Nope.
Defense?
Yes.
Defense leader skill. Lucifer?
No.
No.
Light on that. Is it for arena?
Maybe.
Oh, thank you very much, Mards. That's
Yes.
super helpful.
Yes.
I'm not trusting Scribble. Can someone look it up?
Let me tell you, maybe is a better answer than yes or no in
Yeah.
that situation.
Maybe is the right answer. Go with the maybe.
What? Wait, how does... Is that on a homunculus or something?
No.
No.
Oh,
Think very out of the box.
very out of the box. Wait, the unit that's...
Okay, wait, let's answer that. You said, ask, is it for arena, right?
Yeah?
We gotta go out a little bit because otherwise you will never get it. We don't know.
You don't know if it's for arena.
Yeah.
And I don't have the unit.
No.
It is like... I do want the unit.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
mean-
you don't have it, right? Any unit you don't have, you want.
That's... Not
No,
really
you-
always okay. I can name a few I don't need.
Okay. We want this.
Okay, I want this. Is it a unit that's actually normally pickable?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Let's say no.
Wait, but am I a unit that's actually in the game?
No.
No.
Almost.
Am I almost...
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
Wait, am I the Beetle Guardian?
Yes.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
You
But
got
which
it.
element and what's the name?
Beetle Guardian.
Take it off. You'll see.
Just be the guardian.
Nope, I actually came there. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah, but
too bad.
I think without the hints, it's
Yeah,
impossible
no,
to
Yeah,
get
this
yeah,
one
there,
would have been really hard because you're thinking about anything that's...
Yeah.
Been
And you were
released
already
already.
getting tunnel vision on like what was released already.
Yeah.
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 And then defense lead. Yes, I'm like,
Only Mats knows. I think I
It has
didn't-
defense lead, yeah.
I didn't actually.
does it?
Yes, it's like every element has its specific like defense lead.
Oh.
No, it's defense lead for light, wind, and all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now we know.
And you definitely want it. Yeah, you wouldn't mind a light beetle guardian.
No,
I mean, we
that
see
would-
it in the preview, right? It said like leader skill.
Did it say leader skills in there?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't notice.
It was.
I think it was.
Is there all of them in there already?
No, just
No, it was
No,
only the win,
one,
right?
one.
Unless I missed missed one of those again. So yeah, that was actually pretty fun to do. That also does wrap up the quiz for now. We also do have, of course, some for you guys, some giveaways. We have, of course, this one, the Hathor figurine, which is the giveaway. It's only on Twitch, so if you're watching on YouTube right now, make yourself way to Twitch. I think there's probably a mod in the YouTube channel that can lead you to Twitch if you haven't there. You have to be following the channel to participate in this giveaway, and you have to be able to be sent towards, or this giveaway has to be able to be sent to somewhere in Europe, because it's coming, of course, from the European office where we're sitting in right now. So for this giveaway, I would have to use my phone, and I still have the tab open right here. Yep, we have the figurine for the Hathor figurine. It is the figurine, or the it is started, and I have to check. Normally, I don't check this on my phone. Wait, is it started? Giveaway started. Yep. How can I check this right now? Double tab it. I'm so used to not having things on the phone, but having things on the bigger screen. But you have to write !SWL raffle. But I think it is in chat as well, if some of you guys can. I do already see a bunch of people going in. I see 17 users going in. I think it also was shown in chat what you have to write. And Marzi is in.
I don't know what you're talking
Wait,
about.
can I join?
Thank you.
Well, that was very easy, right?
This is how you win.
Yeah, that was a very easy one, right? But we're gonna have a giveaway after, and that is a product we don't even have here at the moment. That is how new it is. So that's definitely a giveaway that you do want to win. And we have about 50 people in right now. Let's give it another minute for you guys to get in those numbers, because currently 15 is rookie numbers. We gotta up those numbers. Wait, let me see. Okay, I have to press there. I just have to check how that works on the phone. I'm not used to that on the phone.
There's also a code inside of these.
Yep.
Doesn't this come with crystals?
Yeah, I
Like
think
Yeah.
these come with 750 crystals and like 10 mystical scrolls or something. But I could be wrong on those numbers. But
That could be your Velagil.
that could be your Velagil, Scribble.
Oh. Didn't they listen, Scribble? Didn't you have Velagil already at some point in the game?
Twice, maybe.
Oh,
Twice.
what happened?
LD scrolls.
And did you get your Darien from that LD scroll?
I don't remember, to be honest. I think I got like a Mananan maybe or something.
Oh, okay, at least that's LD5. That's LD5.
I pull those a lot.
And also, what's the most poured LD5
Probably an older one.
from you? Like, was it 3 Jaeger?
He pulled another Jaeger on that.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, my most summoned LD5 is actually Yonhong.
Really?
Yeah, I've summoned like 4 Yonhongs.
That's actually the highest number of the.
Well,
same
only
unit?
from myself, but
No, I mean in total.
Yeah, Yonhong.
Oh, wow. Actually,
I'm also good at summoning Lima.
Did you never summon Jaeger for anyone but besides yourself?
he
I
keeps
summoned
us-
Jaeger for Alex.
So 4.
No, 3. Wait, what are you saying?
Actually, that's a lot of Yonhongs.
Yeah.
4. I think the highest I've summoned on anything is probably just 2.
I've summoned 2 Limas for just Terra. Yeah,
And then another Lima for someone else?
for Squid.
Nice.
Just for the global server, so basically.
Yep,
just
global-
summoning
global server
Lima
is-
for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you guys 10 more seconds to sign up. After the 10 seconds, I'm going to be picking Mards. I mean, I'm gonna be picking the winner. So Mards, if Mards actually wins right now, it's super rigged.
Oh yeah, then
You got a 1 in 74 at the moment, so it hits the time. Pick the winner. Let's see. Can I press pick winner on this thing? Why am I not being able to press the button right now? This thing is being weird. Wait.
I'm sad I'm also on the list, by the way, of like multiple LD summoned. I have 2 Burkills summoned.
I'm so sad for you, Mats.
Me too, because I only have 10.
Poor guy.
LD5s.
Poor guy.
I am, right. Please
Why-
pity
Wait.
me, pity me with
Why
my
is my button of pick a winner not working?
Uh-oh.
My button-
already rigged.
Yeah, no, like normally you press pick a winner right here, but it's not doing anything. Oh, that's not really helpful. Well, apparently technical issues with Seiishizo. Yeah. We like those.
Can we rename the stream to technical issues?
That's I can do that on my own stream. Yeah, but apparently the button for pick a winner does not work. But it's still open. Wait, what if... Oh, do you first have to close it and then...
Yeah,
You might have to close the
depending on
giveaway,
what
yes.
you're using. Which,
Close giveaway.
yeah.
Okay, and then pick a winner. Oh, that's how it works. I was just being a technology potato. And we do have a winner with Jafinx, I guess. That's how you say that. It is in chat right now. You have to be writing in chat. And you do have to mention that you are in Europe. So, Jafinx, can you write in chat right now? Hopefully it shows up on my screen.
Yeah, he's here.
Is that
I
anyone
wrote
we
it.
know?
I see.
That is not someone I'm normally familiar with for the name, but can you mention if you are in Europe or not?
Yeah.
Because I do see you write a TY exclamation mark. Just have to verify, otherwise, well, this can only be sent to European addresses. As simple as that. He is German! So he's a fellow German, March. So we have our first winner for the first giveaway.
Yeah.
Then we're also right away gonna go into the second giveaway. And for that, I would ask production to put something here on my left side. A Raccoony plushie, which I think hasn't been in the shop just as of yet. It has been in the shop at the SWC in Japan. So whereas the Arthur figurine might be something that you already have, this one is very unlikely. So let's start the next giveaway and let's hope that I don't mess it up like the previous one. Let's say start a giveaway. You already have a current giveaway running. That I disagree. to some extent. Wait, how do I close this one? Complete. Now we don't have anyone running anymore. Say is learning. Start giveaway on the Raccoony plushie. Once again, exclamation mark SWC raffle to join this one. And Marts, are you already in?
Wait.
Did you say SWC raffle?
Or SWL,
Well,
sorry, SWL.
Well, right.
Swell raffle. Right?
Swell raffle. Yep, there's definitely a lot more people interested in the plushie right here.
This plushie is super cute.
Yeah, this one is really good. I definitely do think it's one of the better things they made like throughout the whole shop. But in the end, shop has a lot of good stuff. You can check out the shop. I don't have the link to it right now, but there's probably one of the mods that can put the link towards the shop in there, because there's a lot of merch that you haven't seen before being added to that in the last year or two, and you might like a few things over there. Or you go to one of the events. I look at March for this one. Most of the time we do have with SWC a shop there as well.
Very much so. Yeah.
So if that happens, that's also one of those places you can pick up March yourself as well. And I do see March once again did join in. I see a few more familiar names from the Come To Us office that also do want the plush.
We don't have that here as well. We need it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's actually not even in the office yet. Otherwise, it would be here actually. But production now had to, like, I can't poke this one. Like, it's not here. It's not physical. Like, it's kind of here, but it's not really here. I'm gonna give you guys another 40 seconds to sign up for this raffle. Do see a lot of familiar names, so let's hope that March wins. No, March does not win this one.
I would love to win that one.
I think a lot of people would love to win this one. This one is really cute. It's also it's the Raccoony, man. It's just one of those cute units.
Oh,
Did you
March
get the
doesn't
new
win.
Raccoony skin?
Not yet.
But you're planning to?
I'm somehow planning to because it's kind of cute.
But I kind of like the hat though on the previous one. That one, the previous skin was good too.
He's literally in a bee costume. I mean,
That is true. How about you guys? Did you get the new Raccoony skin?
I didn't look at it yet, but I think, yeah, maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
But I like the forest it's forest keeper is the.
Yeah, the one with the bamboo hat.
Yeah, I like that
one. Is kind of good as
I
well.
really like that one, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna.
I actually pulled the scribble on that one. I wanted to preview how it looked like, and then I bought it.
I hate Raccoony. I don't need that
It's
unit.
not about Raccoony. Don't you remember what we're talking
No,
about?
I know. Like, you guys, yeah, I bought a Dorothy skin once.
Yeah.
And he doesn't own a Dorothy.
I don't own Dorothy. No.
The only difference is I had like 800 of those stones, so I could miss 100 for you.
I had like 120, and then I had 20.
Yeah, that's a little bit more difficult. Okay, so let's close the entries and let's pick a winner.
Marts.
We have Yosoy Rockets, if I pronounce that correctly.
oh damn it.
I think he's from Spain.
Are you here right now and are you living in Europe? Also for the previous winner, DM me on let's DM me on Twitch. I think that's the easiest way. Just DM me on Twitch, and then from there we will get talking. So we do have a Yosoi riding high. Are you from Europe?
From Spain.
From Spain. You were actually correct on that. No, not bad. Not bad.
Wonder how.
True, true. So there we have our 2 winners. So thank you very much for participating. Also, thank you guys very much for joining me on the desk here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Also, thanks Comtous for having the room for us to be able to do this streaming all together. Thanks to production, and thanks for all of the viewers in the background. We have one sitting over there smiling at us right now. Also a familiar face for you guys. But also very much good luck to the players of the Summoners War European League tomorrow and the day after. No problem. And may the best man, in this case, win. Let's see how that goes. Any final words for you guys?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good to
Definitely.
be here. Can't wait for tomorrow and Sunday.
Also, Scribble, don't forget your lucky charm.
Oh
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I
You
will
gotta pick
be
that.
wearing this while I play tomorrow.
And if segment misses, you know what to do.
If I can't see it, she hasn't missed.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually the skill's not on cooldown, so it's like it never happened. It even works for you that way.
Yeah, thanks again, and good luck, Scribble, definitely for tomorrow, and I guess can end the whole thing today. Also, thank you everyone for watching.
Yep. Thank you all for watching, and see you guys next time. And of course, you gotta be there tomorrow, 2 p.m. European time, and also, of course, on Sunday, 2 p.m. European time. You know where to find the channel, or otherwise, find us on YouTube or any of the other streaming languages.
Exactly. Then,
Bye-bye.
Bye.